Hello there, beautiful souls. So today we're doing a pick a card reading on what is your life's purpose. So we have three piles. We have pile number 1 with this amazonite crystal, pile number 2 with this pyrite crystal, and pile number 3 with this aquamarine crystal. So go ahead and choose your pile. Timestamps are down below, and I will see you in a moment. Bye now. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1s who chose this amazonite crystal. This reading is for you. Okay, pile number 1, what is your life's purpose? Pile 1, what is your life's purpose? You have the garden and the gate. So right off the bat, I am seeing this young girl here and these lovely flowers and these lovely butterflies, which just makes me think very delicate. I heard the word earth angel right away as well, so some of you guys might resonate with that term. But what I'm seeing is that you are meant to bring this very gentle, very angelic, very light energy to this world. That is definitely part of your purpose, is to see things with these innocent eyes. I'm seeing that you're meant to see things in a very miraculous way. Like, you're going to see the positive side of everything. You're always going to see the bright side. And though some people see this as naive or innocent or young, you're going to always keep it with you in a positive way. I think we need more of that on this earth, honestly. We need more of looking at things in an innocent, kind light, because too many people just jump to conclusions about people being bad or negative or not what we want them to be. But I'm seeing that you are meant to show people how to stay in that innocent, kind-hearted, everything is still good here energy, and I think that's very empowering. I'm also seeing that at some point in life, you might be meant to leave wherever you came from. So you're meant to make a big transition. I'm hearing you're meant to walk through these gates here. You see how she has the key on her neck? And you're meant to go somewhere else and do something else. It might simply be that you leave your hometown and you start spreading the light in more bigger places. It might be that you originally maybe start off as a small town teacher and then grow your practice to help hundreds and millions of people. It might be that you are meant to travel at some point in this lifetime, or that you're simply meant to be and settle somewhere else that is not currently where you are right now. But you're definitely meant to take a big transition in this lifetime. I also see this opening up the gate as very symbolic of opening up people's eyes. Right? So as I said, a lot of adults, when they grow up, they lose that naive sort of view of life. They lose the notion that people are good, that things are good, that there's still a bright side to things, and you help them see it again with these pure eyes. Someone's going through a hard situation, then you'd be the person to say, hey, look, but you still have, a comfortable home, or you still live on this beautiful earth. Don't you see every day how we live with these beautiful trees and these beautiful flowers and this beautiful grass? I'm just so thankful to be here at all, even if life's not exactly the way I planned. And you just help people reunite with that perspective. If it's somebody who's coming maybe into your friend circle and everybody thinks right away, oh, that's not a good person, like I don't like them, bad vibes or whatever, you might actually be the person who, instead of doing that, you might actually say, oh, but you know what, I bet you this person is really good at doing this, or I bet you this person can actually be really funny sometimes, or I bet you this person can actually help us with this. And you're sort of able to look at people as like puzzle pieces as part of the big plan of, they might not be exactly what you were hoping for. You may have been looking for this, but I know that they can provide this, which is actually what we need even more of. So you just have that sort of optimistic attitude that we definitely need on this earth. I'm seeing right away. And yes, I'm definitely seeing that you are meant to be carefree and explore more than just where you are right now. You're meant to explore lots in the world. You're meant to go out in an adventure. You're meant to get yourself journey, I'm hearing as well, if that makes sense to you. Rather than just playing it safe and being in an environment that's safe for you, you're meant to go out and explore and get messy and make mistakes and go through challenges and learn karmic lessons and just live. And I'm definitely seeing that that is part of your life's purpose as well. And you're also optimistically able to show others that as well. I'm seeing, because you live that yourself, I'm seeing that you show other people that they can appreciate the challenges as well. So even when they're having a bad time, you can say, but it's teaching you this lesson, or it's helping you in this way, or in 10 years from now, you're going to be so thankful for this moment. And you're just that person who sort of has that insight. You are the key for many people. And you have caring connections in reverse. Seeing that you guys would actually make very good marriage and family therapists, I'm seeing, because as part of this lovely, innocent, kind view of people, you're also very good at helping people through breakups. I'm hearing helping people through those hard endings and helping them see the positive in it. You understand that some breakups and some endings, and this might even be through your own experience, are simply meant to be. That sometimes we are meant to only have people in our lives for a short period of time, or for a not forever period of time, and that the ending itself was a lesson in itself, and so was the journey with that person, and that it's neither good or bad. When we date a person and it ends, it doesn't mean that they weren't the right person for us. It doesn't mean that we should have never gotten together with them. It doesn't have to be a regret. It means that that person was meant to be, but that person was meant to be for that moment and just not forever. And you're a person who can really understand that and grasp that and help other people understand and grasp that as well. I'm seeing that you might actually help people find the love in each other again as well. You might be able to see that people who are arguing and not getting along, you might be able to actually help them communicate with each other in a way that they can communicate lovingly and get back along again and understand the good in each other again. Sometimes all people need is a reminder to say, hey, why did you get with this person in the first place? What do you like about them? And then they remember, oh, I like this and I like that, and I'm sitting here being mad over some raised toilet seat or some mess in the living room, and I really should be looking at the person as a whole, and the person as a whole I still love very much. And you might be very good at helping people with that. We also have Angel of Love. That makes perfect sense. And Rest and Rejuvenation. It is part of your life's purpose to learn to love yourself, but also to help others learn how to love themselves as well. Again, you are living a path that people are going to follow and want to do as well. So you are leading through example. But yes, part of your life's purpose is actually learning to love yourself fully and wholly and unconditionally. And even when you make mistakes, and even when you have failures, even when something goes wrong, even when it seems like you made the silliest mistake in the whole world, you're still going to love yourself and just laugh about it and just enjoy yourself anyways, and just say, wow, that was part of the journey. That's so fascinating. I'm happy I experienced that, because you know what? That makes me more of who I am, and that helps me discover more of who I am, and that helps me just enjoy this journey that much more. I'm seeing that, yeah, you're definitely in the love energy a lot of the time. You're very good at getting into that vibration. Maybe you know a lot about raising your vibration and staying in a love vibration, but you've definitely mastered that, or will master that in this lifetime. It's definitely part of your purpose, and will be spreading love and kindness to others. Much needed energy on this earth. Also seeing that you were meant to be in a very calm energy as well, and that meditation and spirituality and spiritual practices, including even connecting with your chakras or dream work as well, I'm hearing, might actually be part of your life's purpose as well. So you might actually do well in a spiritual field as well. I'm seeing you could create meditations for people, or help people meditate, or even just spread the word that meditation is a great way to help you reconnect with your mind, to slow down and to enjoy life more. Yeah, I'm seeing that you are not meant to be in a fast go energy. It's actually part of your life's purpose to be in a slower, more flowy, more dreamlike, more mystical kind of energy on the whole. You're not meant to be go, 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 succeed, succeed, succeed. You're not the type who's going to be climbing the top of the ladder to become a CEO. You might end up with lots of wealth and prosperity. Yes, you might, but it's because you manifested it, or because you allowed it to flow to you, is what I'm hearing. You didn't, even if you did put work in, even if it does come up in some kind of business field or whatever it is you choose to do, it's because you allowed it to come to you. It's not because you were rush. It's not because you were juggling 100 balls at once. It's not because you were constantly moving. It's because you slowed down and just allowed it to flow. Okay, let's find a little bit more. Pile 1 about your life's purpose. Pile 1, what is your life's purpose? Okay, and you have the 9 of materials in reverse. So I definitely heard self-care is a big part of your life's purpose. You might learn to care for yourself again through experience. You might help others learn the value of self-care and how that relates to self-love. You might just be meant to be this beautiful, carefree person in this life. Let's see, what else? You got the News of Inspiration, so that is the King of Wands. So you're meant to be very confident in this life, and you're definitely meant to lead people. You're meant to lead through example, again, is what I'm hearing. I'm definitely getting that role modeling, but you're meant to be very confident, very charismatic, very just in flow with life is what I'm hearing. And we also got the Emperor in reverse, which tells me again that you are not meant to spend much time in your masculine energy. You are definitely meant to spend more time in your feminine energy, more time in flow. I'm hearing that it's okay if you're not quite in balance with your masculine and feminine. It's okay if you're more in your feminine. It's okay if you're more in touch with psychic gifts. It's okay if you're more that kind-hearted energy. You don't need to feel like... So yeah, I know, especially in this world as it is right now, it can be very hard not to be in your masculine energy because everybody's so success-oriented. They want to go, 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 be busy all the time, constantly be working on projects, constantly trying to build themselves to the top of this ladder. It's even became a survival skill in this world. But I'm hearing that you're not meant to do that. That's not in your life purpose. You don't need to be working. You don't need to be constantly doing something. You don't need to be constantly building your career. In fact, you're meant to show people that they don't have to do that. You're meant to show people that they can just be in this flow state, that they can just be in this calm energy, and they can just allow things to come to them as opposed to chasing all the time. What else? Pile number 1. We got the 4 of Inspiration in reverse. Yes, I'm definitely seeing that you are meant to get outside of your comfort zone. We're getting that message again, that you are meant to not be playing it safe, but to be going out, to be exploring, to be trying new things, to be getting yourself dirty and just enjoying life and making mistakes and really being hands-on about it. There's something here I'm hearing that, like, you know, a lot of people, right, they want those stable careers that they have for the rest of their life. They want to be working for those promotions. They want to be doing that 9-to-5 job. That's not you. That's not your life purpose. And I'm getting that message very strongly that you are not meant to be doing that. Okay, let's see what else is part of your life purpose. Pile number 1. You got the card Slave, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Yes, you are meant to surrender to the divine and just trust. You might even be that type of person who can channel messages and hear messages from the divine and understand that And understand that they just need to go with the flow. You might even be clairaudient and be able to hear messages from them, and just at a moment's notice, like, divine is telling me to do this, so I'm going to do that without a care in the world, without any inhibition, without any fear, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. You're meant to be living a life like that, very much in flow, very much in synchronicity with the universe. I'm also getting the message with slave that you're not meant to be a slave of society. You're not meant to be a person who, again, is chained to that 9-to-5 work, who is doing the same thing every day, who isn't feeling passionate about their work, who's just doing something in order to feel stable and feel safe. You are meant to be in flow. You are meant to be living a different life, a very creative life. Look at this girl and her beautiful, like, flowery clothing that looks like she made it herself. Honestly, it's beautiful, and she's just flowing and dancing in her own way, because that's how you're meant to live life. You're not meant to live life by anybody's rules. You're not meant to be doing what anybody else thinks that you should do. You're meant to be creative about it. You're meant to think outside the box about it. You're meant to be just being, and you don't have to worry about what you're doing. This is a very intuitive pile. Like, you're definitely meant to be following your intuition. Your angels and guides will tell you which way you need to go. Absolutely, this card makes perfect sense. We got the Fool. So, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Sorry, I said those words completely wrong, but yeah, absolutely. Even the Fool card in tarot, it talks about just taking risks and going with the flow and not thinking much of it. You're definitely not meant to be overthinking. You're not meant to be keeping yourself from taking leaps of faith or from jumping in a direction where you feel like you need to do something. You're meant to be just doing it and being spontaneous and just allowing that to happen. You're meant to just be in this pleasant state all the time and laugh at things and see things in this different perspective, where you're like, oh, you don't need to take that so seriously. I'm just gonna laugh about it. It's no big deal. Everybody's thinking that this is a big deal, but it's not. And you're just kind of meant to be that happy and lighted energy there for other people, to show that, like, hey, you don't have to be so serious and so hard all the time, so go all the time. Just relax, just laugh, just hang out. And that's the energy that you're meant to be in. I'm also seeing fearlessly revealing emotion. Like, you're meant to be connected to your emotions. You're not meant to hold them back. So if you're feeling sadness, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling those emotions that other people don't want to experience, you're going to go ahead and experience those anyways. And you're going to show people them, and you're going to say, this is me. Like, my emotions are a part of me, and I'm very connected with my emotions, and that's okay. You might have a laugh about it after and say, oh my gosh, I got so angry about that. Wow, crazy. But, like, you're just going to be totally okay with yourself. And again, love yourself unconditionally, even when you're feeling those emotions. We also have the Poet card. So it says, expresses soul insights in symbolic language. Ooh, that's beautiful. So like I said, I really feel like you guys could be channelers. I really feel like you actually might hear messages from the divine, or hear messages from God, or whatever it is that you believe in. But I'm definitely seeing that you might even have a gift with words as well. You might actually resonate with being a songwriter or being a musician. For some of you guys, that literally is your field. Also, writers, I'm hearing as well. But yeah, you definitely understand things in a different way than other people. You're very creative. You do things a little bit offbeat, and that's totally okay. For some of you guys, you do design your own clothes. For some of you guys, you do a different creative field. But I'm definitely getting these, like, creative artist vibes from this pile, that, like, you're just meant to be doing something that's just all over the place. Maybe some of you guys are an artist on Monday, and by Friday you're like, no, I'm gonna be a traveler, or I'm gonna design my own clothes, and, like, you don't even do the same thing every day. Maybe it's completely random, and that's okay. I'm really hearing that you don't follow the rules of society right now, and you're not meant to be following the rules of society. You're just kind of meant to be doing whatever feels right. Very free pile here. Very cool pile too. Yeah, you guys might even, like I said, I mentioned teachers earlier, but that might be part of your life path too. Maybe you guys started off as teachers or something like a teacher in the beginning of your life, and have progressed into teaching more people, and now are more of a spiritual teacher, where you teach things in metaphoric language, or you use metaphoric language in the way you speak, and that's just part of how you do things. Let's see, what else? What is your life purpose? Pile number 1. What is your life purpose?
We have rescuer. Provides strength and support to others in crisis. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Oh, how beautiful is that? I definitely felt the empath in this pile, and that one just confirms it even more. You're meant to be there for people. You're definitely, again, like I mentioned, or maybe I didn't mention it, but I definitely got a vibe earlier about you guys being like an animal rescuer or an activist of some sort, or even like rescuing children or helping children in some way. With this youthful spirit, I'm seeing that you'd actually be very good at connecting with children. But definitely, yeah, definitely there to help people get through things, even if it is a marriage, and that was it. Even if it's being a marriage and family counselor, like you would help people get through a hard situation or a crisis situation by just being there, by just having this lighthearted energy. It's definitely part of your life's purpose. Some of you guys might even rescue people with your songwriting. I know we see those YouTube comments all the time where it's like, wow, this song saved my life. I heard this song just at the right moment, and that just might be something that resonates with you, that you write beautiful music and it helps people. Or you say a wonderful message and, you know, someone read it at the right time and it just uplifted them to the point where like they didn't feel like things were over anymore. And we got martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So you might have something that you're very passionate about in this life that you do spend a lot of time and energy on. But like the message, of course, with the other cards around it is just to only do that when you feel like you're in flow with doing it. Only feel that when you're passionately, like synchronicity, like feeling like it's time to do that. Don't push yourself to do that when you don't need to do that. Don't push yourself to overwork. Don't push yourself to do too much. Only do it when you feel called to do it. And then it will just be magic from there. And you got alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Yeah, I definitely am getting speech a lot here, like that you are meant to talk to people, you're meant to give them advice, you're meant to help them in some way, even if it's like written language. Oh, I'm seeing with this picture too, like you guys might even be good with like witchcraft and stuff like that. It's a very spiritual pile here, so I would not be shocked if you guys like are actually into making potions or making some kind of mixture or just rituals. That's what I was looking for. Doing rituals with mixtures. Yeah, I definitely see that with this pile. And yeah, and that you have the best advice. You give awesome wisdom, and that is part of your life purpose. Again, just you're really like your life purpose is really flowy here. It's not one thing. It sounds like you were just meant to have many life purposes in this lifetime, and that you aren't really meant to stick to one thing, and that actually is the purpose in itself. It's like you're not meant to have one career. Actually, I'm not going to tell you of one thing that you're meant to do, because you were meant to do many things. You were meant to experience many things, and you were meant to be spreading love everywhere you go and everything you do. That's really beautiful. You guys are like, it's just like look at all these colors. Like I see like a full-on rainbow. You guys are like a rainbow of a pile. Like you were literally meant to do everything, and wow, that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna get a final message for you guys, pile one. What are you meant to do? We have a fork in the road in reverse. Between worlds. To the sea. Is that it? Oh, got a little bit more. Not for you in reverse. And go the distance. Definitely getting those travel, get out of your comfort zone energies again. We've gotten them lots in this reading, so that makes sense for a final message, just to remind you that you are not meant to be in your comfort zone. You're really meant to be exploring new things. I'm seeing with this card here and like it being in reverse that you're not really meant to be waiting at the crossroads. You're not meant to be like in indecision for a really long time. You're meant to just kind of have a vibe and go for it. Like, oh, I got a feeling, time to go. Like, let's go. And that's it. Like, you're not meant to be like pondering it for a really long time or in a super logical mind, I'm hearing either. Like, you're really just meant to be very intuitive and very much riding on that intuition as like your main decision point. And that's not all people, right? Some people are really meant to be using that logical mind a whole lot, and you're just not. That's not who you're meant to be. For some of you guys, it might even be like maybe your past life you were in a very logical state, and this lifetime your life purpose is actually learning to get out of that logical state as well, that learning to get more into that feminine flow, learning to get into that that more in flow state. And for others of you guys, you've always been this way and you're actually bringing that to the world. You're definitely meant to go out into the world and adventure and see other things and just go with the flow and just be. You're definitely not meant to be in your comfort zone or staying in one place at all. I'm getting that message again and again with literally every card here, honestly. And that like you're just meant to know when something's not meant for you anymore, and you're meant to like exit and just be gone with it. Like for you, you might be a person who ends up having very small experiences for short periods of time and then is moving on sort of constantly, that very lots of endings kind of life where you're just kind of dipping your toes into the lake several times and trying lots of different things and just exploring and being free. And that's totally okay. You don't need to live that linear life that maybe, you know, mom and dad have told you to live or other people have told you to live. You can live whatever life you want to live. And you're definitely meant to be in connection with spirit a lot too, and to be listening to them as to what your next assignment is or what your next step is in life, and that you should be remaining connected to spirit, to your guides, to whatever you believe in. I'm seeing that you're not meant to push for things that like show red flags or don't seem meant for you, right? If something's very hard and it seems like you're like dragging your feet to do it, that's a sign for you to just stop. Just don't do it anymore. Put it down. And it doesn't have to be put it down forever. It might be put it down forever, but put it down until you feel the sign again from some of your spirits and guides to pick it up again. And if you never get the sign to pick it up again, then that means it was never meant for you, and to go and choose something else, because the things that are meant for you are going to feel very in flow. You're going to know for sure that it's meant for you because it's going to feel like you're just like on a lazy river flowing towards, you know, somewhere peaceful. Like you're not going to feel like you are drudging through the mud or pushing through things. And I'm also seeing like, don't be afraid. Like, it's okay if you make a mistake. It's okay if you do something wrong. It's okay if something messes up along the way, because you are meant to learn. You are meant to make mistakes. You are meant to fall, and you're meant to get up again. And that is part of your life's purpose, because there are people watching you. You are meant to be a leader. You are meant to show people how to do that too. And you are capable of doing that, which is why you've been chosen to do this. So I really hope you enjoyed that message, pile number 1. Goodbye, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, my beautiful souls who chose pile number 2. And if you chose this pyrite crystal here, then this reading is for you. So pile number 2, we're going to find out, what is your life purpose? Pile 2. What is your life purpose? Pile 2. So you got the Messiah, serving humanity with humility. The Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Rescuer, provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. And you also got Mediator, Gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life. Respect for both sides of an argument. And I'm gonna get one more. What is your life purpose? And you have child orphan. Independence based off of learning to go at it alone, conquering fear of surviving. So I'm definitely getting the Starseed Lightworker vibes from this pile with this space image here and also the Rescuer card over here. Oh yes, and we got more space imagery over here. So Starseed could definitely be something that you guys resonate with. If you don't know what that is, definitely look it up. But yeah, I'm getting so many messages here on your life purpose. So I'm seeing that you might even have a few purposes, but it could be one big one that uses sort of all these aspects. So whatever you're meant to do here on Earth, you're going to be doing a couple of things. So definitely you're going to be helping humanity in some way. You're going to be helping people. The group of people that you help could be adults, but it also could be children, as we do have the child orphan card here. You might even help children who feel lost, who feel abandoned, but also you could help adults who have either struggled with moving on from childhood, adults who have inner child challenges. You might even connect with your inner child yourself in this lifetime, and you might actually teach others how to reconnect with their inner child if they've gone through trauma. I am seeing that, and it's funny, it's like the way you go about it is what's special here, though. The fact that you go about it with this like humor, with this laughter, with this playfulness, you go about it in like a total different way than other people. Like some people go about being a light worker in a very serious way, where they're talking about their problems, they're showing people like which way to go, they're giving advice, but you're probably going to do it in a much more light, more happy way, where you're sort of like telling jokes and laughing about it and reminding them that there's positive in this world and that we can be more carefree and that we don't need to be so serious all the time. And that's definitely something we need on this earth. We all are a piece of the puzzle and are meant to bring something to the table. And for you, I'm definitely seeing that you're meant to bring forth that laughter, that light, that silliness, that playfulness, even acting like a child sometimes you might resonate with. Just being in that playful, fun nature is definitely something that you're meant to do and you're meant to bring to the table. Seeing respect for both sides of an argument. I'm definitely seeing that like you just get people. Like you're not judging people. You're not afraid to make mistakes yourself. You're not afraid to fall yourself. You're not afraid to be silly yourself. You're not afraid to be your true self. So you help people just really get back in touch with themselves, and you help people understand that all people are welcome here. Like I said about the pieces of the puzzle aspect, like that's something that you really get intuitively, that everybody has a role to play, that everybody belongs here. And so you can understand all sides of an argument, all sides of perspective, and all sides of what people are saying, because you really do get that. You don't think that there's one right answer is what I'm hearing. You know that there are multiple right answers, that there are multiple ways of doing things, and that everybody does things in their own way, and that we need all of those ways to make a beautiful earth. Let's find out a little more. I'm definitely seeing that for career choices, you make very good counselors, very good people working with children, very good activists as well. Teachers, even just talking to people in general might be part of your life purpose, just having those conversations. You might be like that person who kind of walks into a room when somebody's just like feeling at their worst and feeling really down, and funnily enough, instead of like doing what you would expect to do, where you're like giving them advice or you're showing them on the way, you might actually just make a joke or say something silly, and that just might be like the best thing that person could have heard in that moment, because it's like, oh my gosh, like you're right, I don't need to take this so seriously, or oh my gosh, like you just light up the room and just make me feel so happy, and I don't even know what you did, but you made me feel happy and just playful and joyful, and I'm like so happy you're here, even though like it's not what we typically expect to see as the answer, but you just make it that. I'm seeing that you're very in touch with your emotions as well, and that you can help other people be in touch with their emotions. Again, I'm seeing you don't wear masks, you don't cover yourself up, you don't hide, so you help other people be their true selves as well. And I'm also seeing that you actually have an innate ability to see people's true selves. You see their potential, you see, you see their truest selves, and you help people see that for themselves as well. You're okay with people being different. In fact, you embrace it. I'm seeing you like love when people are being different. You love when people are being their true self. You love when people are being out there. You love it when you meet a person who's like completely different from you and you're like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought that way. That's fantastic. I love the fact that you're different than me. I think that's amazing. Like, and you're not the type who's going to get like upset that a person disagrees with you. Instead, you're going to be like, huh, how interesting. Let's see what else. What else for pile 2? What else do we need to know about their life purpose? What else do we need to know about pile 2's life purpose? What else do we need to know about pile 2's life purpose? You have contract in reverse. As well as happy family in reverse. So again, really getting strong messages. You were meant to work with troubled children. I'm really getting that strongly, that you'd be very good at connecting with specifically troubled children, children who are having difficulties with their emotions. One of the things that I envisioned with this Fool card over here in the beginning was somebody who, and I don't know what it's called, but you know when you go in just to work with like sick kids in a sick kid hospital, and you kind of do like you're like a clown, or you do something silly with them, or you just do jokes and like kind of entertainment acts. You'd be very good with something like that, where you're just literally meant to lighten them up and make them feel happy for the moment. Just so much light coming from this pile. Really seeing that. Let's see what else we can get before I read these cards. Pile 2, what is your life purpose? Yep, door to value in reverse. I keep turning this like deck over just to see, like, are they all in reverse? No, they just want to come out in reverse for you. Man holding a heart in reverse. Don't worry though, they're not bad messages. And finally, an upright card. Third chakra, Archangel Camille. Yes, very connected to that solar plexus chakra. I'm seeing very confident people. And look at all this light in this card too. Like, that's why I said I just see these sunshiny people, like so lighthearted, so fun people. And that's exactly who you are. That card makes complete sense. Very much working from your solar plexus chakra there. So with these cards here, I'm seeing that your life purpose is to come into people's lives when they are really struggling with something. So they could have just had an end to a relationship, I'm seeing. They could be having fights with their family or challenges surrounding their family. They could have some kind of financial loss. I'm seeing big ending in a person's life, and your life purpose is to help people who are going through these big endings. And you're supposed to help people with the chaotic emotions that come with that. So the sadness, the pain, the anger, the trauma that they may have experienced in these moments. Any emotions that normally people would try to repress or to hold back, or even people having like overpowered emotions where they're yelling or fighting or arguing a lot. I'm seeing that you are a person who's meant to help people through these types of challenges. I'm seeing with this third chakra card here that you help people gain the confidence again that they need to to get through their life. So some of these challenges may have had them feeling low on self-esteem. Like a breakup could have someone feeling like they weren't worthy of that person. Arguments or challenges with the family can have them feel like, again, like they weren't worth it, like their family didn't love them for some reason. I'm hearing narcissistic parents as well is another challenge that you could help people through. Divorce, I'm also seeing. Losing a house, losing a car. Losing money to gambling or debts, I'm hearing. Endings of marriages. All these types of things, but in all these situations, it could have a person feeling unworthy, a person feeling like not so confident, a person feeling just not as energetic and peppy about life anymore. And I'm seeing that you're here to help them regain this confidence. You're here to help them heal their solar plexus chakra, and you're here to help them feel better about these situations. Let's find out a little bit more. What else do we need to know about Pile 2's life purpose? Let's find out about Pile 2's life purpose. We have soulmates in reverse, so definitely there to help people with breakups, with endings, with karmic contracts. I'm hearing as well. You help people learn lessons and gain from their experiences when they do go through those relationships that were just meant to help them learn. You help them realize again that those relationships, even if they didn't last forever, they had a purpose, that they made them better people, that they helped them learn from it, and you help them learn those lessons. We have unfinished symphony in reverse. I'm hearing when people feel like quitting, when they no longer want to keep learning these lessons, when they want to run away from them, when they want to run away from their emotions, from their self, from their angels and guides and their higher self, when it just feels like life is way too much for them. You help them realize again how to piece it back together, how to reconnect with spirit, and how to realize the benefits of them going through these challenges and of them learning for themselves. I'm also hearing like when people use like addictions or gambling or sort of pleasure-seeking activities to try to escape from what they should be doing, from their life's challenges, from their life's work, you help them again see the light again. You help them feel better about it. And I'm definitely hearing that you use a lot of humor when you're talking and helping these people. That's the way that you go about it, that you're very silly with them, you're very playful with them. You really make them happy and get them back into that state where they want to go through these challenges again, where they want to figure out, what went wrong, where they want to heal their karma and go into a better direction. Let's find out more. What is Pile 2's life purpose? What is Pile 2's life purpose? What is Pile 2's life purpose? We have milk and honey in reverse. What is Pile 2's life purpose? What is Pile 2's life purpose? And between worlds. Yes, I definitely got this message again with the milk and honey card in reverse, that you help people who are seeking pleasure in order to, and that's the exact message of this card, is help people who are seeking pleasure instead of healing themselves, instead of focusing on what they actually need to focus on. You help people who are trying to run away from their problems, who aren't wanting to examine their life patterns, who are maybe even having repeated life patterns in their life. See, you help them get back into the present moment. So with this between world cards, we've got the events that happened in the past and the events that are going to happen in the future. You help them get back into the middle here, into the in-between, where they can really reflect on what's happening in the now so they can heal themselves and get to this beautiful future state. What else do we need to know about
Pile 2's life purpose. Pile 2's life purpose. I also heard earlier that you help people gain independence again as well. So especially those who are escaping abusive relationships, abusive family situations, even just children who have been sort of trapped in that situation where they've been, I don't want to say enabled, because that actually might be very far from the truth in this child's circumstance, but where they haven't been allowed to be independent due to codependence, or even just like a narcissist using them for their own needs, wanting them to fulfill their own emotional cup. So maybe a narcissist who felt really good about doing everything for a certain child because that made them feel wanted and needed. So the child wasn't able to become independent because they always had this parent doing everything for them, even though it wasn't in the most loving way. Situations like that as well. I'm seeing that you'd be very good with children and teens, as well as adults who have gone through traumas, whether that's in childhood or adulthood. But especially emotional traumas, you're definitely here to help people with their emotions. There's so many people who believe that like emotions like anger and sadness and fear are such awful things, and that they're not natural to feel, and that we need to be in a high vibration all the time. We're always in this like love energy, and while being in a love high vibration energy is great, we do have emotions for a reason. They are part of our life's journey, and they are part of the lessons that we need to learn in this lifetime. And you know, we do come onto this earth to have those experiences and to experience those emotions as well. So you help people really accept those and say, listen, you're not a bad person because you're experiencing that anger. You don't need to run away from that anger. You don't need to go to a place where you're experiencing pleasure or feeling good all the time. It's okay for you to feel grounded and just feel that anger. Listen to the lesson that it's trying to tell you and the message it's trying to tell you, and to work through that. You don't have to run away from it. It's absolutely okay to feel that. Especially with some of these hard situations I'm seeing that these people are going through. It sounds like you're really helping some people who are really having a hard time. So you have the Lovers here again, which is the third relationship card we've gotten in this spread. So definitely meant to help people through difficult love situations, I'm hearing. And to bring the love back together too. It definitely could be a marriage and family therapist, I'm seeing for sure. Or just even just help people with their personal situations that involve getting along in relationships, getting along with family members, healing connections, I'm hearing a lot of. For sure, you have a life purpose that is about bringing people together. Oh, I'm also seeing helping opposing sides see the positive in each other as well. So when one group of people is like really disagreeing with another group of people and they have sort of opposing opinions, you can help sort of bring the middle ground and help them see eye to eye on that as well. But I'm definitely seeing more in intimate relationships. And by intimate relationships, I just mean like close friendships, close family members, and actual romantic relationships, as opposed to like general strangers or people on social media. More people that they actually know and communicate with regularly. See, what else do we need to know about Pile 2's life purpose? We have the Page of Water in reverse. And the Knight of Air. So the Page of Water in reverse, it says, a new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, heightened psychic abilities, but that is in the reverse. And then Knight of Air says, events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options, creative solutions. With the Page of Water in reverse, I definitely see that you help people who are really not connecting with their emotions, or really trying to block them off. And even with this card too, I just see like people who run away from their emotions, people who specifically
like don't want to feel their emotions. They don't want to feel anger. They don't want to feel like any kind of hatred. They don't want to feel any sadness. Like they almost take it to an unnatural level, to the point where they just don't want to have to feel it. They want to run away from it. They want to get straight to this place where they're feeling good, and they just kind of want to skip all the steps and skip all the journey. And you're here to help them get regrounded, get more into the present moment, and realize that experiencing those emotions is part of the journey, that many of us did come onto this earth to experience emotions themselves. Like that's a big deal for people on this planet, and that a lot of our karmic lessons are tied up in them, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. There's so much to learn by actually sitting with your emotions, with actually allowing yourself to feel that anger, that fear, that sadness. And honestly, it doesn't have to be an unenjoyable thing, right? Like anger is very linked to passion, and passion helps us create some of the most amazing works of art, and helps us take action and go after what we want in life. Anger often tells us to take action, and actions help us progress our life in general. When we think about sadness, that allows us to mourn, that allows us to release those emotions and allow them to fall off of us. And fear helps us evaluate, what's dangerous and uncomfortable in our lives, so that we become aware of it. There are benefits to all the emotions, not just the ones that are happy and joyful, and you help people really see that. I'm seeing you're very much a messenger for people too. You're very connected to your throat chakra, and you do share advice and wisdom and knowledge with the world, and that is part of your life purpose as well. Even sometimes just your words, or a certain thing you say, or a message that you say at the right place and the right time, can help people, can help inspire people, can help people get to this grounded, loving, and staying within their motion state. Yeah, such beautiful energy. I really see that you help reconnect people, and you really help people see the light in those situations that people don't want to see the light in. You're very much a healer, for sure. You would do very well in the counseling field, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Even just conversations with friends and family, like these things make a difference in this world. Got the 8 of water. So sometimes helping these people out and get in touch with those emotions and reconnect helps them realize what they need to walk away from, and helps them realize what they need to move on from. Some people are in toxic relationships that you have to deal with and help. Some people are fantasizing about a person that is unrequited love. Some people are in a toxic family environment and just haven't left yet or moved on yet, and you help them see that that is a toxic pattern, and you help them heal. I just heard healing ancestral patterns as well, so you help people see the patterns that have been in their family for generation, and realize that like that's not a healthy way of living, it's not a happy way of living, and you help them change old habits, or even just identify that that's wasn't right, the way that they were treated, so that they can walk away, so that they can move on to something better, so they can get to this like beautiful bright place, as I mentioned before. Let's see, I'll get one more message for you, pile number 2. Let's get one more message about your life purpose. Queen of Water. So it says, relationships develop to a new level, trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. I definitely just heard like super empath from that. You're definitely meant to be, yes, and there it says it, empathetic, patient, and loving. But you're definitely meant to, I'm definitely seeing you're meant to be this empathetic, kind person. You're like an angel for many people. You come into people's life like right when things are a mess, right when things are up in the air, right when it's so difficult for people. I just heard total shit show, like right when their life is a total shit show, you come into their life and you help them heal. And yeah, you're just exactly what people need. I heard refreshing. I heard you really calm people down. You really just help people see the light, and again, that they weren't able to see before in these difficult situations, and you help them see perspectives that they weren't seeing before either. Very smart person I'm seeing. Very observant as well. You notice things that other people wouldn't notice. You help people fill their cup again, I'm seeing. You help people remember to take care of themselves, to heal themselves, to give themselves self-love again, and just feel more confident and happy in their present moment. Such a beautiful energy. Well, pile 2, so overall, your life purpose is to definitely help people with their emotions. I really hope that you go into some kind of emotional healing field if you're not in one already. And I wish you luck. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. Bye now. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. And if you chose this Aqua Marine Stone, then this reading is for you. Hey, pile 3, let's find out your life purpose. Pile 3, what is your life purpose? Pile 3, what is your life purpose? We have priest, facilitates spiritual communities, serves as a channel of spiritual energy. So you might be psychic, you might be a channel where you connect with source energy or energy from God or energy from your spirit guides or energy from anything in the beyond, whatever you believe in, where you can connect with that energy and then communicate it to other people here on earth. We also have child divine. Innocence, purity, and redemption suggest a special connection with the divine. Absolutely, you're very connected to the divine. So that can be God, if that's what you believe in. That can be your angels and guides. That can be the universe. That can be whatever it is you want to fill in the blank with. But any source energy, you have a very special connection with it. You are meant to be very connected. You're meant to be a very spiritual person. You're meant to be able to hear and interpret messages from the beyond very well. You're meant to very much understand them and communicate them with others. I'm seeing that some ways that you can communicate with this with others could be just through talking to people on a day-to-day basis. It could be through social media. It can be through writing a book, creating an art form, but in some way you're meant to communicate messages from the divine, from source energy to people here on earth. Very light-hearted energy. I'm seeing like a white aura, very pure light white aura. You're very connected to source energy for sure, Christ consciousness, things like that. You might be even meant to have your own community of people that you talk to, that you help on their journey, that you help learn, that you connect with on a regular basis. You might be meant to be a spiritual teacher of some sorts. I mean, I'm going to say yes, you are meant to be a spiritual teacher of some sort. I don't know which outlet you will choose to use, but definitely you're a spiritual teacher no matter what if you're communicating these things. I'm seeing that you might help people learn to raise their vibration or to connect with their chakras, live more cleanly, be more careful of the environment, taking care of animals, the environment, and this beautiful place we call Earth. Seeing what this card is like, it's sort of like a hippie energy by the looks of it to me, so that might resonate with you. Maybe some people call you a hippie, or you like to act like you are a hippie. If you don't like that word, then you don't have to take it, that's okay. But some people do like hearing that, and that's something that they use to describe themselves. You can pray and you can hear messages when you pray. You feel very connected to source. You can actually feel the energy coming down when you do pray, or when you do whatever practice it is that you use to connect to source. Seeing that you're sort of meant to protect people here on earth as well and guide them. I'm seeing here like there's a yellow aura as well as a pink aura, so that's heart chakra energy and solar plexus chakra energy there as well. So you might be very lighthearted and playful, I'm seeing as well, or very carefree. It's a very nice light, nice energy. Let's keep going. What else do we have? We got goddess, feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. So yes, you're a very wise soul, probably a very old soul as well. I'm seeing that you connect very strongly with your divine feminine energy, and that some of the things that you may be connecting to in the beyond is possibly even gods and goddesses. So you might resonate with certain goddesses that you feel really strongly connected to because they're one of your spirit guides, or they're coming up as one of your spirit guides, or something that you can connect to and channel from. You may have even had a past life that was very connected to one of these gods or goddesses as well, and are now channeling that into this life. And you also got King, enlightened benevolent leadership benefiting those in your charge. So I'm definitely seeing that you can be a spiritual leader. So you're meant to lead other people. You're meant to teach them about your spiritual practices. You're meant to lead them towards awakening, possibly lead them towards raising their vibration. I'm seeing teaching about auras, teaching about chakras, teaching about yoga, kundalini, teaching about star seeds and light workers. Yes, anything in the spiritual realm. I even heard law of attraction, laws of the universe in general. Anything spiritual. You're definitely meant to do something spiritually in this lifetime. You're meant to teach others about spirituality and lead them in the right direction. I'm seeing this could also be leading by example. So you might be meant to awaken yourself and get very spiritual yourself and learn about a lot of things yourself, so that people can then see you as a role model and want to follow your lead. You might also resonate with the goddess card with being a feminist, or even just having some kind of big cause in that way. I'm seeing that you're definitely somebody who has a lot of feminine energy, so can help other people get in touch with their feminine energy as well. This is even if you are actually like a man yourself. This might even be that you're just in touch with your feminine energy as well. You're very aware that we are both masculine and feminine energy, and you've learned to balance those two energies yourself, so we're also helping other people to do that as well. I know that we are in a very masculine energy heavy world right now, so you might actually just really realize that, and that could be part of your practice where you're helping teach people how to reconnect with the feminine energy so that we can get to a more balanced world, because it's something we definitely need right now. I'm seeing that you're very much in your power, that you're very confident, you're very strong, you know what you're doing, you're very confident in your abilities, or in this lifetime you're meant to become very confident in your abilities so that you can lead others. You're definitely meant to become enlightened and get to that very high vibrational energy. I'm seeing some of you guys might also resonate with doing things such as making your own clothes, helping the environment, caring for nature, just loving Mother Earth, loving the animals, doing things like that where you're like even plant-based diets, things that you're an advocate for helping our world be better taken care of. That might be something you resonate with as well. So that might be a passion that you feel strongly about, is taking care of this earth, and you might also help people realize that we need to take better care of our earth and we need to do certain things that will help the environment in that way. I'm seeing you as very confident, very happy, and very carefree, and just at peace here is what I'm seeing. Even her, she's very much at peace. Definitely seeing that you're going to get to this very high vibrational state. Let's see, pile 3. Let's find out more about your life purpose. Pile 3, let's find out more about your life purpose. You have the Hermit. So yes, definitely, you'll be looking within, spending time exploring your own consciousness, spending time exploring your own inner child or inner being, getting to know your higher self, getting to know your spirit guides, doing very deep meditations I'm seeing as well. With the light here, I see you using the light to lead other people, showing them the way, showing them how to reconnect with their truest selves as well. I'm definitely seeing, I heard knowledge seeker, so you're definitely somebody who's going to be learning throughout this lifetime, learning all about these spiritual practices, even just reconnecting with your past self if you feel like you've already learned a lot, just even learning how to do that and reconnecting with that information that you already have from other lifetimes. doing things that other people don't know how to do. I'm seeing a lot of exploration here, self-exploration I'm hearing. I'm seeing that you might need to have a period of time in your life where you spend a lot of time in solitude, a lot of time in meditation, a lot of time, yeah, just spending time in your own energy, I'm seeing. But that after this phase, you'll be able to come back out and teach other people and lead other people, I'm seeing. So if you're feeling like you're in a time right now where that is what you're doing, I also got that message where you're spending a lot of time like with yourself and not really around other people. Don't worry about it. This is going to help you in the long term. This is why you're doing this, is so that you can come back and lead other people later. You also have the Fool. So again, yes, these messages right beside by side go perfect together, like very fun, very carefree, very risk-taking type of energy. I'm seeing that you learn to transcend your fears, and that is a huge part of your life purpose, is to learn how to transcend these fears. You learn how not to let them control you anymore. You learn how to not let them hold you back anymore, not to get into this energy of playing it safe anymore, instead of just taking risks. When you feel called to do something by the divine, I'm hearing that you're meant to get to this place where you just do it. And I know I'm speaking in multiple ways, as if some people have done it and some people haven't. It's really going to depend where you are on your life path. Some of you guys are just getting started and are just learning about spirituality yesterday and are like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm meant to do. And others of you are like, I'm done. Like, I'm ready. I'm already teaching people. Like, I've got my way of doing it, and that's okay. Like, we've got multiple groups here, so just take it as it resonates in which time frame that you're in. If I say that you need to learn how to do something, it might be something that you've already learned how to do. If I say that you're the type of person who does this, but you're like, oh, I don't think I do that, then it's probably something that you're meant to learn in this lifetime. So just take that as it resonates. But yes, I'm definitely seeing that you're meant to be a very carefree soul. You're meant to go with the flow. You're meant to be very in flow all the time, I'm hearing. You're meant to just like, seriously, like, people are gonna look at you and wonder like where you get your information from. So I'm seeing that you're just the type of person who just knows. You just know the right time to take action. You just know the right time to do something. You just know the right time for yourself to go in the flow. And it looks so weird to other people. I'm seeing that like you randomly like have been sitting there in your room hermiting out for like days on end, and then all of a sudden you get up just in time to make some big money or like have something amazing happen in your life, and it's just you put the most minimal action in, but it's because you knew exactly when the right time to do it was. Strangely enough, and this is a total like off message, like I don't know if this will resonate with all of you, but I also heard stock market. Like I saw somebody who is literally just like doing nothing, going about their day, whatever, and then all of a sudden puts money into the stock market and makes a big profit. Like maybe that resonates for somebody in this group. Maybe somebody will have a stock market pay off one day, but that's the type of energy I'm seeing where it just pays off at the right time because you know when the flow is coming. You also have the Devil. So I'm seeing that one of the things that you either overcame in this life or another life and are helping other people with is sort of addictions, but also pleasure-seeking behavior. So anything that keeps you from going after your life purpose, or keeps other people from going after their life purpose, or keeps or holds you or other people back in some way, I'm seeing that you're meant to help with that. So you in your lifetime, whether it's this one or another one, would have had to have experiences where like you were doing a lot of procrastinating, you were doing a lot of pleasure seeking by like watching TV instead of like doing your homework kind of energy, or getting really addicted to things. Like maybe you were addicted to overworking at one point, or you were addicted to love, even just really obsessed with a relationship at one point, but you had like certain things in your life that were out of balance and were keeping you from achieving what you were truly meant to achieve in this life. And that because you experienced that, and because you learned how to get through that yourself and get to the point where you no longer require that pleasure anymore, you no longer require like escapism, I just heard as well, you no longer require escaping from your emotions, you no longer require doing things as a distraction. You either have learned or will learn to transcend that, and then will teach other people how to do the same. Teach other people how to gain pleasure from the little things I'm hearing. Teach other people how to get into a state of gratitude so that they're not, yeah, so they're not needing these other outlets. For some of you guys, it really is like things like drugs and alcohol as well. I excluded those on purpose because I know that that's more of the minority energy that experiences that, whereas more of us experience things like procrastination and watching TV and getting obsessed with like small things, even social media I heard as well. But yeah, it's going to be different for all of you, but definitely anything that's a distraction from your life goals or your life purpose, you're going to transcend that. You're going to learn how not to do that anymore, and you're going to learn how to really stay focused on what you need to focus on and only put energy into things that matter and things that pay off. And then you're going to turn back and then teach other people how to do that as well. I'm seeing that you really get to a place where you learn to take joy in the little things. Like, you're a person who just like really enjoys eating your vegetables. And like, they don't even have to be like dressed up or in some like crazy food. It's just like, I'm really just enjoying and feeling like I'm in heaven for eating this piece of plain broccoli. Like, you get to that state where you just have so much appreciation for like these small things that other people would be like, what, really? Like, what are you doing? But you're going to get to that state, and you're going to teach others how to get to that state as well. I'm seeing that you may have even had a point in your life where you felt like very stuck or very trapped in your ways, and you had to learn how to get out of that. You had to learn how to push through that sort of blocking energy, and a lot of it was because you were engaging in just like self-gratification a lot. And by self-gratification, I literally mean like I said, TV, food, like anything that's just pleasure-seeking behavior. But you may have engaged in that a lot, and you felt very stuck and very limited, and like you couldn't go anywhere. I'm seeing it's kind of like a wall of energy that was around you, and you couldn't get out of it. You felt like your feet were in glue, like you couldn't move, you weren't in flow, you felt very stuck, and you had to learn how to push through that and how to get out of it and how to move through that energy so that you can then transcend yourself, so that you can then get to the blissful space that I see you getting to. And that once you get there, you actually do help others learn how to do that as well. Yeah, and if that doesn't resonate, you've never been in that state, you're definitely meant to help other people through that. So maybe some kind of past life energy will help you with that, but definitely I'm seeing that you are meant to both experience and help people in these ways. Okay, you also got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So you are meant to teach people how to love themselves and how to really nurture themselves and fill up their own cup. You're teaching people how to take their energy back for themselves. So much energy on this planet at this time. People are like wasting it on all kinds of things. Like, they're throwing it into social media. They're throwing it into trying to overhelp people. They're throwing it into overworking themselves, trying to make money. Like, so much energy is just going everywhere all the time on this planet at this time. And people forget how to bring the energy back to themselves, or how important it is to keep our energy to ourselves. Our energy is meant for us. It's meant to heal us. We are absolutely, as light workers, as empaths, meant to share some of that energy to help the collective, but we also have to remember that it's our own cup that needs to be filled first. And I'm seeing that you will definitely get this, or do get this now, and will help other people learn to do that as well. Help other people learn how to reprioritize themselves, help other people learn how to care for themselves, to do self-care, to feel okay with themselves and not ashamed anymore either. Like, there's a lot of shame being thrown around the earth too, where like it's shameful not to constantly be caring for your family at all times, even if it's depleting you. Like, you're supposed to constantly be putting your family before everything. Some people have beliefs like that, where even if you're drained, you're still supposed to be putting your family first. Don't dare take time for yourself. Or there's like the other beliefs where, like, on the other side, more of a masculine energy is like work, and if you're not constantly putting effort into one of your projects or into your job or into something that's going to pay off financially, then you're like wasting your time. Things like that. You teach them the bigger picture is what I'm seeing, that like in the long run your energy matters more, and if you take care of your energy first and get yourself to a high vibration first, those things will come to you just by manifestation. You don't need to put so much time and effort into things. You don't need to be working all the time. You don't need to constantly be taking action, because the action that needs to be taken is actually taking care of yourself and raising your vibration yourself, so that you're attracting those things rather than pushing those things towards you. and you get this at an intuitive level, I'm seeing. We also have the High Priestess. Yes, absolutely. What I'm seeing from this card is that you have many, many, many spiritual gifts that help you on this journey. You have many things that you've picked out from past lives and this life. You might resonate with being psychic. You definitely are able to channel. You are very, very intuitive. You very much can feel the flows and energy around you. You might resonate with clairsentience as well, since that is feeling the energy, or any of the clairs really. But yeah, it's definitely a very, very spiritually evolved person, has a lot of spiritual gifts that will help them. Seeing auras, I'm seeing as well, as we were mentioning them earlier. Or you have the ability to learn how to see auras if that doesn't resonate with you yet. You're going to use the spiritual gifts that help you, I'm hearing as well. So if some of these you're like, oh, I don't use those, and that's okay. Like, it just might not be something that is actually going to help you right now, or it might be something that helps you later in your path, and that's when you'll be guided to work on it. Yes, very, very powerful person. You're also meant to get to an extremely confident energy. I'm seeing like absolutely nobody can mess with you. Nobody can mess with your energy. Your energy is high vibrational and stable. Like, nobody can shake it. That is where you're meant to get to. Amazing. And we also have the Three of Swords in reverse. Of course, you were meant to help people get over heartbreaks, get over pain, get over losses, get over things that they were previously attached to that they had to eventually let go. You help them move through that. You help them realize that sometimes an ending is a new beginning, and that endings help us at the end of it. They have lessons in them. They teach us about things, that we are all on a journey on this earth, and that like we don't always constantly need to be achieving things. I know that's another belief that's really in this planet as well, that you might have well, that you definitely heard, but that like we constantly need to be achieving something is like a very is sort of an ineffective belief sometimes, where we're constantly believing that we need to achieve something, we constantly believe that we need to be successful, that everything needs to pay off at all times, and that can be very harmful for ourselves, because sometimes we actually are meant to fail. We are meant to have mistakes. We are meant to have things that don't work out, because they teach us, because we came onto this earth to learn lessons, to have experiences, to get messy, to not, like, it's not meant to be blissful all the time. We're meant to have experiences, and I'm seeing that you understand that as well. And so you were able to help people really have gratitude for those lessons, really change that energy and say, hey, that ending, it wasn't a bad thing. It's happening for you, not to you. This is how this can benefit you. I'm seeing you as a very empathetic and nurturing soul as well. So even just like, again, like I'm telling you, like, you understand the lessons behind experiences, but you also know how to be empathetic and nurturing as well, especially with all this feminine energy over here. Like, I don't see you pushing through people or telling them like, oh, you have to get to a high vibrational energy right away. You can't sit there in that negative energy and all that. Like, I see that you do understand that people do need the time to experience those emotions as well, so that they can get through it and then get back to that high vibrational energy even faster. I'm seeing that you really do have appreciation for all things. All right, let's get some more messages. Okay, we got sex in reverse. And this is not an 18 plus reading, but I did intuitively feel called to throw it right next to this devil card here, because that is definitely so a couple things with this message. One, that is definitely a type of addiction or obsession that people can have, being addicted to self-pleasure, or even just certain images that we see on the internet and online, is definitely something that you could help people work through as well, and something that people sort of use to distract themselves. So you might help people work through that. And you might also engage in practices that do involve not engaging in pleasure for periods of time. There are practices around that to help raise your own vibration as well. I'm also seeing that you help people work through shame around pleasure and intimacy and connections that way as well, for people who are feeling ashamed in that area, or feeling even like they had too many relationships or too many connections. You help them realize that, you know, it's absolutely okay to have relationships and connections. These are learning experiences too, and that it's okay that, like, you know, you've had to have more than one relationship to get through life, right? That you've had to experience more than one connection in order to learn from that, and you sort of help people feel less ashamed in that department as well. Also, helping people learn to have connections that are intimate and that are based off of love and caring for one another, and like real connections as opposed to pleasure seeking connections. You might help people out with that as well. Again, no shaming or anything here, but one of the things I'm seeing is just people who are using connections with other people to escape intimacy or romantic connection or a love feeling. So anybody's using it to escape a emotion. I'm also seeing that you help people feel safer in their intimate connections with other people as well, and you help people get back to the place where they are having connections out of love, out of compassion, out of sort of bright, high vibrational energies, and that's the reason they're having connections with people rather than just straight pleasure seeking. Also got positive affirmations. So yes, and this one came up right by our self-love card, but positive affirmations might be one of the ways that you help people not only learn to love themselves again, but also to overcome their fears. So right here on the card, it says, I love myself. That's a mantra that you can say to yourself over and over and over again. And you teach people how to say that over and over again until they believe it, until they actually do love themselves that much. And that might be one of the things that you teach people how to do. Also, even with overcoming your fears, you can help people say mantras like, I am fearless over and over and over again, or getting them back to the present moment. If they're feeling anxious, I am in the present moment. I feel the energy of the present moment. Or even the mantra of, I accept the past, I trust the future, and I live in the present, can help people sort of get back into that present moment energy. And I'm seeing that you definitely help people with that. We also have this girl, she has her third eye here. So again, we talked about chakras earlier. You might help people reconnect with their third eye chakra or even their crown chakra, I'm seeing. And just, yeah, become more spiritual. I'm seeing also with the hearts on her neck that you might help people speak from the heart, learn how to speak more compassionately, learn how to speak with love to their fellow human beings. Okay, let's see what else. What else, pile 3, is your life purpose? What do we need to know about your life purpose? Yes, we got the self-esteem card. For sure, one of your life purposes is to help people not just feel more confident in themselves, but feel more confident in their own life purposes, feel more confident in what they're meant to do, feel more confident in saying those things that are hard to say. I know this card talks all about speaking your truth even when you know people are going to reject it. So you might help people learn how to do that, help people do things that they were previously scared of doing and reconnect with their truer higher self. What else do we need to know about your life purpose, pile 3? Gifts. You help people realize that the universe is sending us gifts all the time, that there are constantly little things in our life that are showing up because our angels and guides or source or the universe or whatever it is supporting us from the beyond. And that there's so much to appreciate on this planet, I'm seeing, and you help people see that. You help people learn how to ask their spirits and guides for gifts and things as well. And this can be in different ways. Like you might teach people how to pray, you might teach people just how to connect and meditate and see and experience their spirit guides. You might teach people divination tactics, I'm seeing as well, like tarot cards. Yeah, you're definitely meant to help people connect with their own spirits and guides as well. What else, pile 3? What else is your life purpose? Like I said, you help people explore their own purposes. You help people find their life purpose. You help people on their journeys. You help people learn to enjoy both the ups and the downs of the experience and to be grateful for it all. You have bravado. You help people when they're experiencing conflicts, when they're fighting with other people, when they're arguing with other people. You help people learn how to reconnect with each other, to see both sides of the story, to get to a state where they can see the bigger picture and not just their own side. I'm also seeing that you help people cultivate the balance between sticking up for themselves and having that confidence to, again, say what they need to say and to express themselves and fight for what they want and what they need. Really, you help people get to that confident state where they can say what they want, even if it has opposition. But you also help people learn to allow the universe and things to play out as well. So you help people learn that balance between fighting for what they want and allowing the universe to take over and take control and just be in flow, and accepting that not all things are in our control, and that's okay, and that sometimes the universe is bringing us beautiful gifts and experiences and we just don't see that because we're not looking at it in that way. Okay, let's give one last final message for you, pile number 3. One last final message about your life purpose. Get one last final message about your life purpose, pile number 3. We have no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So as I said before, like, you teach people to stick up for themselves. You teach people that they can say no, that they don't always have to be a yes man all the time. They don't always have to say yes to everything. You teach them how to accept no too, and accept that some things just don't work out, that sometimes lightning comes out of nowhere and you don't expect it, but look at it, it's beautiful anyways. You can still appreciate it even if it's not something we typically see as being a positive thing, that everything in the universe has a meaning and a reason, and that we just have to have a higher perspective and see that. You teach people how to wait, how to slow down, how to not be in that such go, go, go energy all the time, how to take it slow and when to take it slow. Really appreciate the pauses I'm hearing too. You have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. What a beautiful card. Yes. So you are here to help make the world a better place. You are here to help us achieve a world like that, where things are beautiful, where we're kind and peaceful to each other, where we're not arguing, where we're not always in this upset place, where we are high vibrational. You are here as part of the collective to help create a heaven on earth, for sure. You might even resonate with having a past life in Lemuria. And for those of you guys who don't know, Lemuria is a place that is very closely located to Atlantis, and it is a old civilization that disappeared long, long ago, but it was here on Earth. They had many spiritual abilities in that community as well. Definitely look it up if you don't know about it. It's quite interesting. Okay, let's get a final card for pile number 3. One final card about pile 3's life purpose. And we got the priestess again. How are you being called to step up and lead? Absolutely beautiful final message for this reading. You are meant to be a spiritual leader. Absolutely. You are meant to lead people. You're meant to teach them about all these things that we talked about today. There's also a message in this card that if you're feeling hesitant about being a leader, if you're feeling like you're just not at that place where you feel confident enough to go after being a leader, to be a spiritual leader, like you don't feel like you're there yet, the message in this card is that, like, it's absolutely okay to, for one thing, to have messages and things to say that are different than the people around you. Like, sometimes it's not going to be the same, and that's where your piece of the puzzle comes in, and you're meant to share that with the world, even if it's different than what the people around you are believing. So that's one message. Another message is that it's okay to have people walk along your journey with you. So it's okay to lead right now, even if you don't feel like you're ready yet, even if you feel like you're still learning. Absolutely, you should be still learning. So that's what makes you a good leader. You should be learning for the entire time that you're a leader, not just in the beginning stages.
We never get to a point where we're completed our learning. But yeah, another thing is like, you know, you look on YouTube and you see all these spiritual leaders, and you notice, like, if you've ever watched one for like a few years, have you noticed that they've taken like so many transformation even just in the time that they've been on YouTube? It's crazy when you watch it. So absolutely, don't be afraid about being a leader right now, even if you're still learning. Don't be afraid about taking risks, about doing whatever it is you feel called to do that would make you a leader. And just feel confident in yourself. You absolutely are worthy of doing this. You absolutely have been called to do this. This is your message. This is your answer, where the universe is saying, yes, this is what you're meant to do. This is us saying it loud and clear, like no tomorrow. Absolutely, you are being called to be a spiritual leader. Absolutely, you're being called to do something in the spiritual field, and don't have any doubts about that. Okay, I definitely hope that you guys liked this reading. Thank you so much. Bye now.